Okay, so I just realized I've been streaming for the last 20 minutes and I did not push live. I am so sorry. I'm talking to myself over here and I had people sitting there just waiting for me to go live and I was talking to myself. Well, it's recorded. At least it's recorded here this morning. That sucks. All right, well, that's not a great way to start. All right, we're going to collapse right here. Let's see if we want to drop. How are we doing this morning? Hopefully you're having a good day. In short, I wanted to see us start moving lower in price. I thought we could come up a little bit higher than we did, to be honest, and I thought we could move lower. I wanted to see a little bit higher prices. I did take a small long off of this breaker and it failed. So I do have one loss I took before I jumped. I realized that I was not streaming. So I took a loss from here, right here. I obviously was green, but I was waiting for this high and then it retraced on me. So that did not turn into a win for me. But we are focusing on doing the 3-trade challenge. We're really focusing on just taking 3 trades. Why? Because I believe if you focus on just 3 trades, you're going to become more profitable. You're going to prevent yourself from over trading. You're going to prevent revenge trading. And you're really be able to see growth in your trading because it's going to force you to be patient. So join me on this 3-trade challenge here this morning. We'd love for you to do that. Deborah, good morning. Apologize I was late. I was here. I just didn't realize I wasn't streaming. So sorry about that. Here's a retest. That was a retest. That's really nice. The 1 minute, we have this run of liquidity here. I do think we see lower prices, but we need to see a setup. I showed on the higher time frame on the 4-hour. I'm like, we're inside this night big drop. We retraced quite a bit to about 60%. I do think we see lower prices here. Just looking for that opportunity to go short. My weekend was great. We just got back late last night. My son's first football tournament. Took them to some tackle football. We did some tackle football. They lost their first game, won their second game. So, first time experiencing physical contact on the field. It was a good experience. It was fun. Got to coach them. It was hot. It was 107 degrees. It was 107 degrees. It was hot out. Ugh. It was nasty. Nasty hot. But overall, we still had a great time. We do have these equal highs up here. They really grabbed my attention on this move higher, that I thought we could get some equal highs in here, and that's, I saw the breaker and took a loss on that. That was my first play. And that was before I realized I was not streaming. So equal highs. And now we're just creeping lower. This is not that type of price action I want to see. So I'm going to wait until we get something more clear. On my end. And those equal highs right there. I mean, we got some decent equal highs that this looks fresh. Yeah, it swept it barely, but that's not what price does. Price will, when it wants to, it'll pretend this is liquidity, so people think, or pretend that this is resistance, and then it'll come back to this level later. So this level right here is interesting to me as well. But I've seen price leave equal highs and equal lows in the past. I also do like this large 1 minute fair value gap for us to find resistance in price. We have all this consolidation here. So this could potentially be a market maker buy model up to this level. Let's see if we reach down into this 15 minute and these two swing lows. See if we take some of that. All right, so there's our attempt. We just made an equal low with that swing low right there within the 15-minute fair value gap. I'm getting some things set up here. For those of you that don't know, Apex is doing an 80% off sale and $85 to activate your funded accounts. So I'm going to actually take that to replenish some of my plunders that I've had of mistakes, leaving limit orders on and blowing some accounts that way. I'm going to use that as an opportunity to get some funded accounts back. So we're going to be trading, we're going to be doing a copy account, and you will see on the main screen here, I will be here we go. This is kind of the reaction I was waiting for. What's the stats today? I had one loss before I started. I didn't realize I wasn't streaming. I took a long right here. It looked well. It didn't grab this high, and I held it, and it turned into a loser. I was looking for this breaker, a high, low, high, lower, low, when it bounced right here, and I saw some equal highs sitting here that I thought we could reach into. Ended up losing that. Right now, here's a breaker here from this wick low. I'm not interested in that. We do have equal lows here, and it's why I'm not interested in that. 30-second just inverse to 30-second fair value gap right here. That should give us enough energy to actually go a little lower. I'm going to see if that wants to do that, to be honest. I'll let that run again. If it runs against me there, that's where I'll take that out. Equal lows here. That's what I'm looking at. Looking for an opportunity for this to go to break even. Okay, I'm not going to let that go against me now. Break even is set. All right, there's profit target number 1. Let's see if it wants to keep running here and grab this second level here. Got to be careful. Sometimes on no news days, it won't. Okay, I don't like that close. I'm actually going to close that. I really wanted to see it run for the next one right away. The main reason is when we don't have any news, it will run one low, and then it won't run the second low. It will retrace and then come back to it. So if I don't see that push immediately, I'm going to sell that and actually take my profit. That's how I would handle that. So that was a win you saw right here on an eval and funded account. This is copied on multiple accounts. And as you can see, that's the only trade I've taken. Went short on this inversion towards these equal lows. Sold on the equal low. Was hoping for the stab into this lower low, but we closed above the low. That's where I sold it. And as you can see, it's retraced. It did not continue. This is the thing you got to be careful of, and why you can't hold for these longer moves on no news days. Take your profit and get out. That's the answer. This was a 15 handle win on that one, and I will take that. I'll take that and run and get out. Now, we could come back down to it, but I would have been stopped for break even because I got in short about here. So I would rather take, knowing just the nature of price action on no news days, when we have two swing lows close to each other, I will, if it doesn't run right away on that, I'm going to sell it. I don't want to hold through this retracement personally. Good morning, Alki. How you doing? Join us for our 3 trade challenge. Only 3 trades. And I'm actually, for my funded and eval accounts, I'm going to close them. That was what you saw here. I'm going to be one and done on that account. And the slow man wins the race. The consistent man wins the race. So I'm actually going to disconnect that account. You're going to see it close out here. And we're going to close that. I'm going to be done on that account with that win. I'm happy with that. Now remember, as you size up on your funded accounts, with that one win would have been about $2,000 to $4,000, and I would have been happy with that. And that's what you got to remember. This is the long-term game. So for $2,000 to $4,000, when I get my stuff back, that's all I need. So I'm not going to compensate today to try to get that amount. That's where you're going to lose your funded accounts. So we're not going to do that. But today they do have, I am getting a couple more eval accounts and looking to pass that in the next couple days because of the discounts. It's half price to get a funded account. It's half price. That's great. I'll take a half price for a funded account. So I am getting a few more eval accounts, and we're going to be trading those. To start building up those funded accounts from those debacles of limit orders that were left on earlier this month. Now, look at what happened since we took that short. Do you see that? Do you see this? There's finally the move, but go without me. Go without me. There's the low. Now, if I'm honest, I'm looking for a long. We just are in this 15 minute. We've messed around in the premium side of this 15 minute fair value gap. Unless we blow through this, if we look at the 15-minute here, we don't have any more swing lows. We don't have any more fair value gaps. If we drop down to the 5-minute, what do we got? We have a swing low over here and an order. We have a BPR, a balanced price range right here on the 5-minute. So could find some resistance there. I really, unless we want to see the lower prices, that which could happen. We do have these equal highs sitting up here that I really like. Give me a second, folks. Okay. Okay. Are you headed to Lincoln? Oh, downtown. Okay. Love you. I'm blessed. Yep. Okay, so watching this reaction right here to this low resistance liquidity, I do like the way that looks. Let's see if we get a close on, what do we got for a 1-minute here? Is there a 1-minute here? Nothing on the 1-minute. The 30-second has this small fair value gap right here, which kind of messes up these equal highs. So if you want to play that, you would need it to close above this level right here at 17.18. And I don't like this close. I want it to be a bigger reaction than that. Just the signature and price, what I'm looking for. Beautiful leggy candle. And this is probably going to run without us. We want to see if it targets those highs. Did we get a close? We didn't get the close yet. No close yet. Still no close. Still no close. Still waiting here, folks. Those highs and maybe these highs, but if it's going to do that now, it's going to take our opportunity away. Yeah, not an opportunity here. Hey, I got a small fair value gap on the 5-minute. But not be worth it. Right now, I want to see. I wanted to see a reaction here based on this candle and this swing low. We didn't get that. Tells me that this right here is not anything I want to mess around with. We're not leaving. We don't have any fair value gaps to mess around with here on the lower time frames. On the 5-minute, we have this small one here in line with this breaker. That's interesting. but it's kind of sloppy the way it looks. So I'm just going to be patient and wait for something better. These wicks are making things a little more sloppy. So we just want to make sure that what we do find is nice and clean so that we can take it. And this was a nice and clean move, the one that I took for this. Why? We had an obvious equal low. We literally came to it, stopped there, and we pushed higher, swept the swing high here, and immediately formed a inversion fair value gap on the 30-second, and that's when I went short. And a minute later, we're hitting the low. Those are the types of plays I like. So I'm not going to get distracted and start trying to make other things happen that aren't in my wheelhouse. All right, so this is a 5-minute BISI, okay, or a BPR. This here is a BPR. This price action here, fair value gap lower and a single fair value gap higher, basically to cover it, makes this a balanced price range. Price does not have to go below this. It can find, these are great areas to find support. So we're just going to note this and see how price reacts to these levels here. So there's we literally tapped it. Now, my guess is we're probably going to mess around in here based on how heavy price has been. But I'm just waiting for something clearer for me. Because there hasn't been any real short opportunities beside this 30-second that we took. All right, folks, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. Okay, back at it. All right, so we're digging into this 5-minute fair value gap here. This is really what I wanted to see happen as far as lower prices, but there hasn't been really a very clear entry, very clear, obvious opportunity. This would have been the other one. Only one was potentially here, and we did take that 30-second off of this, but I wasn't interested in holding through all of that. And I don't like playing off of these wicks. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather it come up to the body. I guess we do have that order block there. We didn't have a fair value gap on the 1 minute either. Yeah. I would have wanted something, maybe come up to the order block if I was going to do that. We ended up rebalancing from this swing low here for that short. So if you did not hear from one of ICT's streams last week, I think it was his Thursday stream. It was 4 hours long. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I caught the end of it. He mentioned that this week's trainings are going to be some of the most important he does. I think it's on some psychology stuff, but actual applications of it. So be sure on your spare time to try to go back and re-listen to some of his streams that are going to be going on this week. I'm gonna absolutely make sure I am. I don't listen to it live. I just refuse to do that anymore. It's more distracting for me, and I know how to trade. So I trade, do my own thing, and then I go back and I listen to ICT. ICT's my mentor. I've never met the guy, never talked to him, but I trade his concepts and believe in his concepts. So I use because of that, I'm going to go back and listen to all his stuff regardless of how long they are. It's annoying how long they are, to be honest, though. Okay, so still moving lower. I think we're probably running, let me get this up here. I think we might be running for these somewhere in this these no week opening gap and daily opening gap. We still have this here. This volume imbalance was used once. It can be used again, but if we're gonna, because it wasn't closed through, that's really what I'm looking at. This was not closed through. Yeah, that's just messy. Wonder if there was an opportunity right there on the 30-second. Nope, no opportunity on the 30-second there. So we took this short. We did play that trade. There wasn't a single fair value gap on the 30-second here. And to be honest, I wouldn't have taken this because we ran that low there. But nice expansion move here. If you were going to take it, I should have held a contract from this trade right here, because we hit this low. Look at this swing low. No, it wasn't that one. It was this one here. Was it that one? No, that's too high. Where was I? That low right there. That low right there. It came up, grabbed liquidity. I ended up playing this right here, but you could have went on a breaker right there. But missed opportunities are missed opportunities. We don't dwell on them. We move past them. And right now we're sitting at the new week opening gap. Look how it's respected that level. I don't think there's probably not going to be any opportunity until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, unless we're probably just going to keep melting here, unless you want to take an opportunity off of a fair value gap. If you look at all the fair value gaps, you'll see them respecting. There's one. Here's one. This one didn't. This one made equal highs here. Yeah, those are the two obvious ones right now in price action. So the question is, does it do it again right here? This is where you got to be careful, because those certainly could work. There's our target for the swing low if it wants to grab it. So we just inversed this level. Do we want to run these highs here? That's what we'd be looking for. seems as price is struggling to move higher. That's why you want to be very careful on playing any type of long against the obvious trend. The trend's lower, but we are in an area where this is someplace we could see some type of reversal. We do have a swing low here. So the question is, do we want to run the swing low and continue lower prices, or are we wanting to now retrace some of this larger move that we have from here? From basically that swing high to this low, this comes up to this level right here, sitting at 19,705. Made equal highs here. So there's the run on that. We finally ran that. And the next question is this fair value gap. Are we going to respect this fair value gap, or are we going to violate this fair value gap? Let's go down to the 5 minute. Let's see if we get a change in state of delivery here. So the change in state of delivery that I want to see is this right here. We need to close above that on a 5 minute time frame. This level here. Or are we just wicking this level, digging a little bit deeper, grabbing more buy side orders, and then moving lower? There's not a single entry here on the 30-second. It's just all super tight and consolidated. Nothing I really want to mess with on an ongoing short. Really no opportunity to go long either. You could have taken this one, but do you see how lethargic this was moving towards these highs? Very lethargic. I'll be looking to get some new videos out this week, so keep an eye out on those. I'm going to be talking about Kobe Bryant and his impact on my trading. Kobe Bryant, just his mentality as an athlete, has had an impact on my trading. It's very, very inspiring. So we're going to be making a video on that. We got a 1 minute here. Tiny 1 minute. Here's a breaker. Right back in here. Very small. But like I said, I'm waiting for the change in state of delivery. This level here on a 5 minute time frame. We still have 3 minutes left on that. And if you look at the 5 minute, look at the 5 minute though. This 5 minute fair value gap sitting right here, we got and we rebalanced that already. So let's remove this. This is irrelevant. This is the 5 minute. See how we wicked in there and we now are pushing lower? We just swept those equal lows right here. This is, unless we just drop right here, this could just consolidate in this area. That's what my concern is on going short, is we consolidate here and not make any major moves. Yeah, this tells me we need to look for shorts. Just where is our opportunity for the short? That's the question. There seems to be none. See if we run that low there to continue lower. Excuse me. A little quiet today. A little quiet price action. A little quiet price action. This type of price action, when we get to these lows, are not fun. Green, red. My guess is going to be green, probably a little bit deeper move. And then we end up running this level. But in no way do I want to go long. This was violated. 5 minute was respected. And we pushed lower. We're playing with every single one of these levels right here. We're hitting them and then finding support. There it is right there. All right, so that's our low. Sitting here, let's go to an hourly here. Got 28 minutes left on this candle here. Our next is this, and then higher time frame draw is this daily fair value gap. So it looks as if we may run to this daily fair value gap. But the problem is we haven't had any opportunities for these shorts, right? And when it does start moving, it moves, but it's not giving us an opportunity. These are the types of days you have to be very careful and just be patient and be okay with missing moves. And if you're patient even in the morning, we're probably going to get a noon or afternoon move, afternoon reversal, or some type of retracement. unless we're just on a trend day and we just keep doing this, which I doubt that's the case. I mean, it could be. But here's where we're at right here. If we leave this low right now, we could retrace back up to this midpoint of this leg, the equilibrium, come back up to some of these levels of resistance, and continue lower. That would be my ideal scenario, is leave this, come here, maybe do something like that, back up to these levels here, and then we start seeing that. That's kind of what I would be interested in. If it just melts on us, then it melts on us and we don't do anything. You could also grab this level here and then do the same thing. That's an option. But we're just trying to figure out potential scenarios on what we could do with price, because we've missed this opportunity, right? We're sitting here watching all of this play out and we missed this opportunity. So now it's, where is our next potential opportunity coming, and can we see it before it happens? Do not try to go short here and grab this low thinking that it's just going to wick lower. It could absolutely not do that. But it absolutely could do it. I've lost too many times doing that. I've had too many losing trades playing like that. Reversal. Yeah, you could play the reversal, but you want to wait for clear indication that we have a reversal. And for me, it's a 5-minute change in state of delivery. And we have not gotten that. So this 5 minutes is gone. Three trades. Wait for your setup. Wait for your setup. Don't take your trades. Wait for the setups. Wait for the obvious ones. Don't try to make something. Don't push something to try to, oh, I think I see something. Be patient. Be patient and wait. That's what we're doing today. We had one loss, one win so far. The win was on my eval and funded accounts. Close those. I'm going to be done with that. Happy with that. Got 2 trades opportunities left on my personal account. We'll see if we can turn something, get a win out of those 2 trades. All right, there's the stab at that low. We got that. See how it just, there's nothing here for us to have an opportunity. And we don't want to mess around with that. think I'm going to remove this hourly fair value gap. And at this point, what we're watching is this stab into this daily fair value gap right here. That's what we're looking for. See if we are going to want to do that in this AM session. Little opportunities that I'll give you a little trading. You know, if you want micro wins, here's ideas for micro wins. Okay, so if you got to move like this, okay? If you got to move like this and you want a micro win, something where you can get 5-10 handles really quickly, really easily, is when you got an expansion move and you have this, okay? When you know there's a lower target, hence our daily fair value gap sitting right here. When you got a daily fair value gap and we have an expansion candle lower and a retracement halfway of this leg, okay? When you get the next candle, if it goes up immediately and starts sitting right here, you can probably expect an expansion at least to the midpoint of this wick. So you could take a trade from here to this wick's midpoint and actually close a trade and just get some micro wins. So if you were to do that, that's 5 handles, 7 handles for a trade idea. These are micro wins if you're really close to passing an eval account or anything like that. Is you have an expansion, a big expansion candle, retracement. More than likely, this candle, this wick will be tested in some way. So you can take this on the open of this candle, seeing that we're not expanding immediately, and actually expect it to dig into this wick at least to the midpoint. This one made a lower low, the next one made a lower low. So that's just some micro wins that you could actually have. I'm watching this level right here to see if we're going to want to push through this. Was this just a dig into this low and now we're going to reverse? Or are we going to find resistance here and move lower to our daily fair value gap beneath us, which ultimately has been where I've wanted to see price go. I do not expect us to just start moving the other direction. We will not just do this. That's not an option. We will consolidate here and then move higher or move lower. You're not just going to get some type of V shape. All right, we got 2 minutes till the macro time. Give me a second here. I think I drank a little too much coffee. All right, we are in the macro time here in 3 seconds. 9, 10, 45. We're going to see what price wants to do. See how we closed above it, then closed beneath it on that fair value gap that's sitting right there? Doesn't surprise me. We did respect the 1 minute though, so we closed above it on the 1 minute and found an expansion on that 1 minute. So that's why you got to look between more than just the 30-second or 1 minute. Consider the 2 minute as well. 2 minute closed. This is that low that we ran right here, okay? See how we found support here? And this fair value gap. So you have this low and a fair value gap sitting right here. Let's see what happens. It's not a trade idea. It's just signatures and price you're watching. We're just waiting for that setup. We're waiting for that ideal premium setup. If you hear a trash dumpster, it's holy cow. Apparently I packed my trash can a little too tight. The machine was just shaking it back and forth. Who wants to talk about trash cans while they're day trading? Adzi, how you doing, man? I'm doing great. Glad to be back. I enjoy trading, man. When you are a day trader, man, you enjoy the comings of Mondays. Isn't it different? It's just a different feeling. I love it. You do anything to, how are you doing today? Anything taken or just reading? I did take 2 trades. One before the stream started. I thought I was streaming, but I wasn't. That ended in a loss, and then I took a 30-second short that was nice on eval and funded accounts. Ended up closing those eval and funded accounts. I'm done on those because it was a decent trade. Especially when you're copying that. I'm happy. Want to be done. Thinking of the long-term game. Because long-term game, when I get my accounts back to where they were before, that would be a $2,000 to $4,000 move easily, and I'm happy with that every single day. Yeah, unless it turns to Nightmare Mondays. Well, we don't believe in Nightmare Mondays. We don't look at Nightmare Mondays. We are playing the 3-trade challenge. We are focusing on that. Focusing on just taking 3 trades. I believe that 3 trades is all you need to see profitability. And it keeps you from overtrading. We're going to be talking about this quite a bit because that's what we're focused on all week. You got to try it to see if it actually works. So if you're watching and you haven't tried it yet, I challenge you to just focus on 3 trades. It makes me significantly more patient. I mean, we're sitting here just watching price, waiting for the obvious move. And right now, honestly, have you seen anything obvious? No. Besides the obvious fact that it's running without us. Oh, man. You got to find the humor. You got to find the humor in the things that make you cringe sometimes. Yeah, I know. 1 trade. He's worse than I am. 1 opportunity, you got to wait for it. Now, he does have a little bit of benefit of his dad saying, "Hey, here's what I'm looking at," giving his son screenshots. That's helpful. Oh, no. I hear it. Okay, we got a 5-minute fair value gap sitting here. And my guess is we'll probably come up and get into that. If we want to move lower, I don't think it will move lower without grabbing this level. So if it starts moving lower without touching this level, I'm not interested in the run lower. It could go without me, but I'm not interested in it. I want it to grab, and you can see it here. I want it to grab this level. I want it to come into this level and then move, just like it did up here. Look what it did here. It went into this 5-minute fair value gap and then melted. That's kind of what I want to see. It just goes. If it does not come into this level and starts running lower, I'm not interested in that. It could still go without me, but the point is we're looking for signatures in price that we recognize that give us the confidence to take a short or take it long. That's one of them. And we're in the macro time where we could see price begin to run. Did we? Nope. Almost. All right, there it is. Not saying now we're going short. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth. Last week I took over 20 to 30 trades. I went back and looked at each day and realized that at least one of the days showed a perfect setup. I just didn't have the patience to wait. 3 trades, man. I'm telling you. I was talking to the Lord. I was asking the Lord, I'm like, Father, what is the thing that's going to bring all of these together? And while I was just sitting there, I was just like, 3 trades. Maybe that's the answer. And that's where this came from. So 3 trades is what we're focusing on. 3 trades. And it doesn't mean you take all 3 trades. You could take one. I took one on my funded accounts and I'm done. I'm not trading. I will not trade another. I will not trade it again today. I am happy. Well, especially when you get a win. Especially when you get a win. All right, so let's see here. Where is this level? Let's drag this down to the low and see. Look where now the 50%, the equilibrium, sits on this move we've been watching. From this high to this low. It sits right at that 5-minute fair value gap that we already wicked into. So this is buy side liquidity, and you can see price run to those levels. Now, as far as an inversion setup, this was the inversion that we outlined here, but I was not interested in that because of what we've seen. I would rather see something like this, where we come up here, we do this, do that, come down here, then do that. That's what I'd like to see. Maybe it gives us a breaker setup. At a minimum, we get a fair value gap in there that we can go long, targeting a high like this. But if we just start doing this, I'm not interested in that either. If it just goes straight up like this, I'm not interested in that. I want to see a heavy retracement to a key level of imbalance or liquidity, and then find that support, an inversion with an aggressive candle the other direction to take some profit. That's what I would want to see. When I'm done. Please don't talk to me while I'm on stream. Now, if we close above this 5-minute, I'll be bullish, at least to this high. Right now, I'm still interested in shorts. We did grab sell side here at this level right here. So we could just start moving in the other direction. But we also have this daily fair value gap sitting down here. So we have this daily fair value gap. We don't have to go down there today. It's just with no news, we could easily not go down there. So we do have permission to begin to move higher and to look for opportunities for bullish moves. Because we already ran a low, and we ran it fairly significantly. We gave it 40 handles almost, and then we retraced that 40 handles, which is a signature in price that it wants to start moving the other direction, basically not giving any shorts the opportunity to get out. That's happening. Oh, we're going short. I'm going short. We're going to change it on you, and we're not going back down. We're going to pretend we are, and we're going to move higher against you. So got 2 minutes left to the top of the hour. See where this hourly candle closes. We could close within here. That'd be interesting. Yep. This is probably going to expand right here. I'm expecting an expansion candle in the next 2 minutes. Why? V shape, fair value gap. We're going to match the fair value gap on the other side. That's with 1 or 2 candles. That's how I would see that. If we don't, then we might not be as bullish as expected. But, I mean, in all of this, guys, there's not a single opportunity here. Maybe this one, maybe this retracement here, but I really wasn't interested in that at that point. This was a signature in price that I will note for another opportunity in the future. We ran this sell side here. This was sell side liquidity, a major level, okay? And what did we do? We come back above it, inverse the fair value gap, and find support, this aggressive candle lower, and then we close above it, above the sell side liquidity. That's a signature in price. So I will take note of this the next time I see something like this. So I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that. Okay, here's 10 o'clock. Here's our new week opening gap, low from the 16th. Just because we get a reaction here does not mean it goes the other way. When I first started out, when I saw these levels and I had these levels, I assumed it meant we were going the other direction. No, it means we're just respecting it, and then we could continue higher. We're pushing higher. We pause, could move higher. We pause, could move lower. It doesn't mean it's changing directions. That was a mistake as a new trader that when I put these key levels on here, I thought automatically it meant it was going the other direction. That is a mistake in assumptions. I would like it to change directions, but I'm not going to take a trade because it hit that level and now it should be going the other direction. If it does go the other direction, that's a lucky guess because it doesn't mean it's going in the other direction. There's not been any type of... It's just straight lines. That's all we're getting here, guys. Straight lines. Straight lines. Straight lines. Nothing to work with. I'm hoping to get one more opportunity on stream here. We're doing our 3-trade challenge. Only 3 trades. We're 1 trade in. That trade was before the stream started, and I took a loss on that on this account. Then I did a funded trade that turned into a nice win. So we're 1 for 2. But looking to get one more. Looking to find one more opportunity. But if it's not obvious, then we're not going to take it. I feel better. I feel better when you're not trying to look and make another opportunity. When you know you're limited to some trade, only taking 2-3 trades, the exercising of being patient just feels maturing. Like, this is a maturing feeling as a trader. This is the feeling a trader should have, being patient. Being patient and waiting for that setup. Now, this is going to close. This just closed. This 5 minute just closed above. That 5 minute just closed above right there. Okay? Now that we had the 5 minute closed, my guess is we get a retracement into this level here. I would love to see a retracement into this level right here. That's what I want to see. Now that we have a close, I would love a retracement into that level for an opportunity to go long. That's what I like to see. At minimum, I want to see it retrace to here. If it cannot get to there, we'll be done for the day. It could dig deeper. Absolutely. Absolutely could dig deeper. And it would make sense if it went deeper. But if it really is doing these type of legs where there's almost no retracements, then here's the potential swing side target. I want it to get into this 1 minute fair value gap, and I want to take that long. I'd be interested in taking that long. But if we're not going to retrace, I'm not taking anything. Technically, it really just needs to retrace to that high. This is the 5 minute fair value gap. I'm refining it though, because this 1 minute fair value gap is overlapping with the consequent encroachment. That's why I have this level on here. Now, one thing we want to be careful about on this level here, do not stab and take a long. That would be a mistake, I think. Is if we look at the hourly, look at this look at this 15 minute and look at that green candle. This could be a future bearish order block, meaning if we get price to move lower and it closes below this in 15 minutes, it means we're targeting this level. So while am I missing something here? All right. There's I'm interested in that. I might take that. Okay, did not close. We did not close on that 30-second. Did not close again. This is a breaker right here. This candle went up into this breaker. High, low, higher, high. I'm being very careful here. It's going to hit it without us. Son of a gun. All right, there's your close above. It's too high for me to take, targeting these swing highs. I'm going to take a long right here, targeting that equal high. Let's see if we get it. Targeting that level here. I got back on that retracement. Not liking the way this is looking. I'm going to sell that there. I'm not even going to wait. All right, that's 2. I'm not even going to wait for this. I think it's too heavy. I'm going to be done on that account and done for the day. Let's see where it happens here. Okay, so it did close below it, just barely. But I could still see this working out. That's the sucky part. All right, on this account, that's a second loss. I'm not going to take any more there. We're going to be done on the day here, folks. I don't want to. We're doing the 3 trade rule, and that's 2 losses. I'm not going to take another trade. So we're going to be done. I will be back here on Wednesday morning. We'll be back on Wednesday morning to continue the 3 trade challenge and see if we get any opportunities that way. But I liked this, the retest. This candle looked promising, but it just didn't work out for us. It absolutely could run this high right now, but we're not going to be able to capitalize on anything here. Let's just see what happens. There it is. See what I mean, guys? The price action is just sloppy. Well, I literally called out this move, and the sloppy price action just did not work in our favor. The sloppy price action sucked. Okay, what did I call? I said I do not want to go long unless it hits this fair value gap. It hits the fair value gap. And it freaking goes long. It was just sloppy in its execution. So we have the right idea. The price action is saying, do not trade today. That's what this price action is saying. So we're going to take a clue from price action, and we're going to call it quits today. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to come back Wednesday and Thursday for better price action. Do not try to overdo it. Guys, we have 2 losses on this account. We had a fantastic win on another account. Do not try to get out of the hole on a bad price action day. That's a mistake. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wait till a better day and get your wins on the better price action day. That's what you want to do. Okay? Do you see how this, we're probably going to find support on that high? Let's see. and push higher right here. Or we could just start doing some consolidation. You see, I mean, look at this. It's just, it's nice, but it's not nice. So we're going to call it a day on that, folks. Thanks for being here. If you are and you do use Apex, 80% off and half price funded activation fees. So only $85 to activate one of your funded accounts on all levels. So definitely check those out. We'll be back here. I won't be here tomorrow. I'll be trading tomorrow, but I'll be back on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a surprise trading session in the afternoon tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. But other than that, have a blessed day. God bless you guys.